Hi. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ethan. For those of you who do know me, eppity bippity boppity. If you don't know what that means, you probably don't know me. You probably shouldn't ask. Don't ask anybody. They won't give you an answer because they don't know me. It's only if you know me that you'll know the answer. And if you don't know me, you probably don't know anyone that knows me. So you probably won't get an answer. So don't bother asking. Ever. Anyways, sorry for that little tangent. Today, I wanted to kind of, as you might have inferred from the title of the video, go over the topic of staying true to yourself. See, I don't know if you guys have caught on now, but yeah, I think of something, a way to accurately summarize the video into a singular phrase, and then I make that the title. So I just came up with the title just now. You guys just saw that. You witnessed it live and in the flesh. 2016, if you remember the year, it was a very good time. Reporting live from anyways, yeah, staying true to yourself. It's difficult at times to really not want to be someone else. It's something I struggled with for a very, very long time. In my youth, I say as if I'm not still just barely in my mid-20s. When I was a child, I would spend a lot of nights alone. I'd spend a lot of nights wishing that I were someone else or somewhere else, whatever, what have you. I just didn't want to be myself. I hated being trapped within my own body, being trapped within my own mind, being just trapped with myself. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt. I didn't like the way I thought. I just genuinely did not want to be myself, and in turn, I ended up becoming the type of person that would reject a lot of parts of themselves. I spent a lot of time trying to avoid the traits or the characteristics that existed within myself that people had ridiculed me for or belittled me for or, made fun of me for, tried to pick on me for, things like being short, being abnormally skinny, being I don't know, being annoying, being clingy, so on and so forth. I was called a lot of things, uh, including ugly, whatever. A lot of those things became internalized trauma that forced me into a state of mind in which I would try very, very hard to escape myself. And in turn, I ended up becoming not very true to myself, I'm not entirely unappreciative of all of it because it did, you know, um, contribute to the person that I am today. And I think that at least a lot of people who are close to me might agree that the person that I am today is pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. I've heard a lot of things, I've heard intimidating, I've heard mysterious, I've heard cool. Um, but then I've heard, from the people that have gotten to know me and have gotten to see this side of me that was buried long ago, quote unquote, who, tell me that I'm fun and kind and caring and that they love that side of me, the side that most people don't get to see. Um, but it is still kind of something I need to work through and find a healthy balance for because, yeah, I spent a lot of time burying the person that I was. I became the antithesis of myself because I hated myself that much. You know, um, I was a romantic, so I kind of became a player. I was annoying, so I became really, really quiet and reserved. You know, I was very skinny, scrawny, didn't look like it would take much to push me over. So I got big. I started going to the gym. I started eating. I started drinking probably way more protein than any singular person should be taking in a singular day. Just a lot of things like that. Obviously, couldn't fix everything, but I tried my best to escape myself because I'd go to sleep every night thinking, I just wish I were someone else. And the problem wasn't that I was wishing that I was someone else necessarily. The problem was that I was wishing that I was someone else outside of myself. And what I mean by that is that I still wish I was a different person to this day, but the difference now is that I'm not wishing that I was Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Jason Momoa or I don't know, Michael Jackson, whatever. The difference is that now I found myself wishing that I could be the version of myself that I envision myself being 10, 20, 30 years down the line. And, so I'm working towards that, as I'm sure I've probably mentioned in one of my previous videos. That's what I'm working towards. And some days are better than others. Some days I fall behind pretty hard. Other days I make pretty great strides. But all in all, the goal is just that I want to become that version of myself that I have in my head. That Ethan is who I find myself wishing to be now, as opposed to before. And I think it's a lot healthier that way because it still allows me to strive for my goals while remaining true to myself and giving myself a new outlet for those emotions, because anyone who's experienced them will tell you it's kind of hard to just actually resolve them or snuff them entirely. So it's better to just maybe direct it in a different direction. I don't like that. Redirect it as opposed to trying to snuff it out, because if you redirect it towards something like that, I think it's a lot healthier. I could be wrong. I'm not a licensed therapist, but in my opinion, I just feel like maybe that is a better option if you feel like you're having a hard time getting rid of that feeling of wanting to be someone else. Just redirect the feeling towards, instead of someone that already exists, a version of yourself that does not yet exist. And make it a good person. Don't make it, sorry to throw, name names and throw shade, but don't make it like some kind of Andrew Tate, whatever, what have you. Just make it like a decent just be like make it a good person. Just someone who will positively impact the lives of anyone around them. That's the kind of person you want to be. Because those are the kind of people that in some way, shape, or form will be, immortalized. Your legacy will live on, if not by children, at least by virtue. And what better way to have your name continue living, Because I don't know about you guys, but I've always heard the saying that everyone really dies twice. The first time is when you're lowered into your grave. The second time is the last time anyone ever speaks your name. And I don't know why, but the thought of that always was very haunting to me. Which is why another part of that goal for myself is that I just want to be the kind of person whose name never really gets spoken for a last time. I'd like to have my name be one that just at least is close to the end of like human civilization. Because at the end of human civilization, obviously that's going to be the last time anyone speaks about anyone, because all of human civilization has been erased. But before that point, I just would like to have people still, at least to some degree, continuing to speak about me positively. Maybe that's a negative in and of itself because it's kind of selfish, but then again, I feel like maybe it's not the most selfish need or desire. I don't know. But regardless, find a way to stay true to yourself. Don't abandon, your convictions. Don't abandon your beliefs. Continue to just be yourself and improve upon those traits that currently exist within yourself instead of abandoning them or trying to snuff them, because all that's going to lead to down the road is just you eventually reaching a point where you don't recognize yourself and you hate yourself even more than you did before you started, implementing changes. Because that's what happened to me. I'd wake up and I would hate the person I saw in the mirror, or I just wouldn't recognize the person I saw in the mirror at all, point blank, period. Um, so just, don't do it to yourself. If you can avoid it, just do that. Just improve upon the already pre-existing traits and characteristics that exist within yourself. Don't change. Just improve. Because you don't need to change. Who you are is perfect. Remember that. There's only one you. So you are the best version of yourself. Always. But you can still always be improved upon. You're perfect and imperfect. You're perfectly imperfect. But yeah, I guess that's it. Kind of all over the place right now. Again, been working a lot. But here I am. As always, if you're feeling any form of emotion, whether it be negative, positive, angry, sad, happy, whatever, what have you, feel free to reach out to me 24/7, 365 through any of the various social media links in the description below. They are always there because you are not alone. You're never alone. And I genuinely hope you really feel that and understand that at this point. Because I repeat myself at the end of every video. I'm here, whether you like it or not. But yeah, if no one told you today, you're beautiful, you're handsome, I love you, I'm proud of you. Keep going. You got this. But yeah, guess that's it. So until tomorrow, peace.